Sales is the most lucrative skill in the world, period. The problem is most sales advice out there today is outdated, cheesy, and could even keep you from the deals that can make all the difference in your career. This is the No BS Sales School, a podcast for entrepreneurs and salespeople who want to master the skill of selling without all the BS. Welcome to the No BS Sales School podcast. I'm your host, Walker McKay. I was talking to a buddy of mine last night, and he's a client, and he said, I've been really feeling down. He said, I just feel I got no energy. I'm depressed. I feel like shit. And I was like, it's funny. I kind of feel the same way. And he said, I'm exercising almost every day. He said, I'm eating right. He said, but I realized, especially in the last week, he said, I've been watching the news. And said the news, between the crazy shit in the elections and between the awful messes in North Carolina, Western North Carolina, and Tennessee, and Georgia, and South Carolina, and Florida, he said, and then the chemical explosion in Atlanta. And he said, just seems like the freaking world is falling apart, blowing up, and I'm having trouble concentrating on anything. I said, it's so crazy. I said, I'm with you. I'm totally with you. And we talked about it for a while and realized that it was just anyway, he pointed out, he said, we're doing everything right, except for what are we putting in our brains? What are we taking in? What is our view of the world? And when you put it out there, your brain sucks in negative information, your emotions. We feel it, right? We're empathetic. If you don't feel it, it's like you don't have any feelings at all. And so he said, there's only that. He said, I don't know what to do. He said, I want to be able to help, but I can't go help directly. I'm too far away. He said, so here's what I've decided to do. He said, I'm going to write a check to an organization that I trust. He trusted Samaritan's Purse. And he said, I wrote them a check. Really, it's more than I can afford. But what I decided to do was write that check and then turn off the news and get back to work. And he says, I care. He said, my heart bleeds for those people. He said, I feel awful. But he said, right now, if I focus on that and I get sucked into the doom porn, he said, I won't be able to do my work. And then, we know that it's fourth quarter, it's crunch time, got to get stuff done. People are worried about the elections. And he said, if I don't have my foot on the gas pedal right now, if I'm not working hard right now to close the year and get started for Q1, he goes, I'll be screwed for the fourth quarter and for the first quarter. I knew he was right. I've experienced that before where, 6 or 7 years ago, maybe it was 10 years ago, I told myself that, gosh, nobody's buying right now, too much stuff going on, and nobody's focused on things. People keep telling me, they're waiting until after whatever to make a decision. And I began to buy into that was real. And so I really quit trying. I think I acted like I was busy, but when I look back, honestly, I wasn't busy. I was dicking around. So I'm going to do what he did. I'm going to make a donation to a group that's going to take help up to North Carolina and Tennessee. And then I'm going to turn off the news. And I'm going to ask people how they are, but I'm going to try and not follow the news, watch the videos, listen to the bullshit politics of hate and disgustingness right now. I'm going to turn that shit off and I'm going to go back to work because that's where I know I can make an impact for me and my customers and my family. And there are people out there that need my help and they need your help in your business. There are people out there right now who wish they knew somebody like you who could help them. They wish that somebody like you would be calling on them. Maybe they're not thinking about that actively, but they're frustrated with the situation they're in. And they don't know you. And you've got to reach out there and talk to them so they even know you're alive and available. I don't know if you want to do this, but I'm writing the check more than I can afford, giving money, trying to shut it off. Pray for those people. Pray for all those people who are stuck and suffering. And go back to work. Do what you can. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. You may make a different choice. But if you feel like you're losing energy and things just don't feel right and you're depressed and anxious, maybe it's because of what you're taking in. Maybe it's because the news and the things you're allowing yourself to see as reality. I'm going to go back. I'm going to download some books. I'm going to listen to books instead of listening to podcasts about the horrible things going on in the world. Hope that helps you. God bless the people who are suffering right now. It's just horrible. I'm going to do what I can do to help from my place, and we'll go back to work. I'm Walker McKay with No BS Sales. Thanks for listening. Share this with somebody else who needs to hear it. Thanks for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast. If you're struggling to close deals, then I want to invite you to take my free mini course, where you'll learn the 7 most expensive sales mistakes that will cost you time, money, and credibility. So be sure to click the link in the show notes or go to www.7salesmistakes.com. That's the number 7salesmistakes.com. Thanks again for listening to the No BS Sales School podcast.